Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Hello, nerds. We are continuing our movement through the mini adventures presented in the Fantastic Adventures book put out by the Fly Flourish website, a collection of adventures I enjoy and have already gotten my money's worth out of, and this is like the third of 10. So, yeah, great deal. Go buy that if you are looking for short little adventures to maybe kick off for some friends. You know, if you're a little intimidated by the big hulking published adventures, if you look at Curse of Strahd and be like, I heard a mediocre podcast cover that, I'm not interested in that business. Give me something shorter. So today we will be playing our first session of The Well of the Black Sun, and joining me are an assortment of returning characters and players in a new configuration. I will introduce our players, they will introduce our characters, and then we will set off. First up, it's Jason Snell.
Hi, I am playing a bard who's a tabaxi, and you may know him because he loves you and all the kids. It's Cool Cat.
Legally distinct. Next up, it's Aline Sims.
Hello, I play Lee, the Air Genasi monk.
Also here, it's Kathy Campbell.
Hello, I play Thamia, a Goliath fighter.
Also joining us from across the pond, it's James Thompson.
I play Samson Jothem, who is a gnome artificer, and I'm hoping that there's a giant hand in this adventure too.
And last but not least, from down the street from me, it's Dan Morin.
Tony, I believe this adventure is the Well of the Black Sun, actually, just to be clear. I play Quewaris.
I knew it was coming sooner or later.
I play Quewaris, a bard of some mysterious
Whoa. Jason?
Two
bards
in one!
Jason, are you in the incomparable headquarters?
Twice the harmonies I am.
Jason, please turn to your left and open the file cabinet where you store all our contracts.
Okay.
All right. I would like you to find my contract, look under subsection 7, paragraph 3, item 4, I believe...
That's a surge protector.
I believe it says party groups not to exceed 1 bard. Please explain what's going on, or are we in breach of contract?
I think you're missing subsection B, which is that it actually is only referring to dwarven bards.
Rules layered.
Yeah.
That's
what you get for hiring
subsection
lawyers.
B stands for bard, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Well,
what are you saying about gnomes?
It pains me to say it, but I'll allow it. Okay, so we have a variety of characters returning from our previous mini adventures. We've got some players from the Dwarven Vault. We've got some players from the Nightblades. They are being united, teamed up. I don't know. They're together. Is what I'm saying.
Assembled.
Team up?
Yeah, this is like a crossover, but this is not like before Avengers, right? This is I don't know.
This is like a Legends of Tomorrow kind of crossover.
This is like Legends of Tomorrow season
like when,
1.
No, not season 1.
It's like when Black Widow shows up inexplicably in Iron Man 2. That's what's happening right here.
Okay.
Who's Black Widow out of the two of us?
Or like the Hulk is in Thor 3. So yeah, it's like that. So small scale. This is not super adventure yet. This is just a decent amount of adventure. Okay, so let us establish our setting. So the 5 of you have left the town of Whitesparrow, which is a bit of your headquarters, in that you have successfully completed some adventures there and not died. And you have traveled north about 20 miles, so not too far, to the mining town in the loosest of quotes of Deep Fathom, where you have been basically sent for by one Darenith Deep Fathom, owner of the Deep Fathom Well Mining Corporation, and basically sole employer in the mining town of Deep Fathom, because there's a problem at the mine and your help is needed because you were available.
I'll say,
and so
nobody's more available
Problem
than us.
at the mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah. And so our adventure starts today. You've journeyed to the the shanty town of Deep Fathom. You've arrived. You found the only place that there is food for sale, the Falling Rod Tavern, and are waiting there to meet with Darrenith Deep Fathom, your future / I don't know, when you haven't shaken hands yet, but prospective future employer. The Falling Rod Tavern is it's a pretty raucous mining tavern. It's a rickety two-story structure. There's a lot of miners or retired miners around. They're drinking kind of thick, maybe slightly chunky beer out of clay cups. The notable feature of the Falling Rod is a huge iron rod that runs floor to ceiling, kind of at the back of the tavern. And there's a deep crack in the rod, splitting it halfway.
It's not just a clever name then.
No, it's very literal. The second story balcony of the Falling Rod Tavern looks incredibly precarious. It's bent over and leaning, and just it's unclear how much wood is keeping it from falling onto the lower floors, but there are some dwarven and human miners up there having a grand old time. The food at the Falling Rod Tavern, it is greasy. The beer is strong and a little bit too thick, but it seems like a nice place to hang out.
I have canonically traded in my bagpipes for a banjo.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well then, Cool Cat.
Only for this, because it seems like more of a banjo town than a
Okay,
bagpipe
Cool
town.
Cat also does have his bagpipes and could lend them to you if you need them. But his preferable, I don't know, that's the wrong word to use for this. His instrument is
Preferred?
the that also not the right word because it implies some level of positivity or choice that's really bad for this. Cool Cat really likes playing the pan flute. And so I think Cool Cat comes over to you and suggests a duet of pan flute and banjo while we're waiting to pass the time.
It sounds a marvelous idea. Perhaps these poor sods here would enjoy the dulcet tones of two esteemed bards such as ourselves.
I
All
love
right.
playing music.
I am going
Could not
to
have said it better myself.
I am going to ask for a performance check from both of you.
24.
21.
Nice.
All right, the mining crowd is raucous, but they seem pretty into it. And they're having a good time. They're particularly impressed by Cool Cat. There's some pan flute solos that are just really
Oh, man.
Yeah.
People are going to be talking about those solos for a long time.
Yeah, and they're you earn a bunch of tips. The miners tip generously. They seem to be relatively well paid, and what they seem to be as financially well off as they are gritty and grimy and covered with soot and rock and rubble.
Wow, that's really
filth.
well off then.
That's really well
So-
off.
Also, they seem extremely bored. So things are picking up here at the Falling Rod. The Falling Rod does seem to be particularly crowded. It kind of makes you wonder, shouldn't some of these miners, maybe like be in a mine? But there is no time to investigate that because there is the sound of some kind of scuffle at the door. A kind of shrill voice calls out, "The Black Sun will devour you all!" And there's people kind of screaming as the sounds of screams and shouts echo throughout the Falling Rod Tavern. Before you can react, the person who you think screamed that pulls off kind of a burlap cloak and is holding a razor sharp dagger of black glass, and he just stabs a miner in the back of the neck who was sitting at his table. Chaos ensues as several other figures pull off hoods and cloaks, revealing scarred bodies painted with a single black circle in the center of their chests, and with tendrils of black snaking out across their shoulders and stomachs. The miners are panicking, but these strange figures stand in the doorway with their daggers and begin basically stabbing at anyone within reach. Allow me to reveal them on the map for
Cool
you.
Cat looks over at Samson and says, "Does this happen every time we go to a tavern?" Last time we were in a tavern, there were screams and somebody got torn
Yeah,
in two.
it's,
Oh,
we should leave this area.
but I'm a bard.
It's
I gotta
you,
be
not
here.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. These strange figures standing in the doorway with their wicked knives and their bare chests are going to roll initiative. So
I guess we should do the same.
Probably should too.
Wicked
I'm not
knives,
going to
eh?
tell you how to Dungeon and Dragon.
That's literally
Are you
all
bosoning
do.
us there,
Oh.
Tony? Are these wicked knives?
Wicked piston.
Wicked.
knives.
Okay.
I don't see the initiative
The thingy.
box.
I
Yes.
have not added anyone
Okay,
to it
great.
yet because I
As
am still
long-
remembering how Roll20 works.
As long
It's all
as
good.
Not just me.
You rarely use it, so
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
it's only a piece of software I use. As much as my work tools, basically. All right, can
This
you
is
now
your
see
work.
a turn order?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Do. Too many windows. I need a better computer. These strange figures rolled a 9, which is not very impressive. Cool Cat, I
What-
think we're waiting on you unless you rolled a 0. Nope.
Tony,
All
what? My brain is doing slow processing things right now.
Mm-hmm.
What did they scream when they entered the tavern?
They screamed, "The Black Sun will devour you all!"
Oh, okay, cheerful. Thank you.
And then they stabbed a guy in the neck.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah,
Without the stabbing
I
then?
will devour you all!
Just one stab, please. Please don't say anything else.
So these bare-chested, strange individuals with knives stand in the doorway, stabbing anyone. The tavern does not appear to be built to traditional fire codes in that there are no obvious additional entrances or exits, and so there is panic as these individuals are both I guess they're a fire hazard and a stabbing hazard. But
Would you say there is
many of
panic
you
at
they are
disco?
stabbing people, but they have not noticed our adventurers sitting in the middle of the bar among the throngs of miners, and so you will get to go before they react to you. Lee,
there's
the
a
Air Genasi, you are up first.
So, what would I roll to see if I knew if there were if I were to do a keyword search in my brain? What would I roll to figure out? Like, is this a history check?
It
Would
depends.
be-
Probably it's history.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, it could be religion, it could be arcana, it could be nature.
Yeah.
So you got to decide like which reference book in your mind are you pulling off the shelf. But history is a pretty good one. History
Okay.
tends to give you kind of at least like a starting point.
An 11.
You are the name of the Black Sun does not ring any historical references to you.
Okay.
So
Is-
in the middle of a fight, how many books can we reference in our minds?
One per turn, I think.
Does that count as my action?
No, that's absolutely a free action.
Thank you. Okay, so since I have no idea what's going on,
You have seen several strange people stab other people. That is what you know so far.
just another day in a
Yeah.
tavern.
Saturday day.
Saturday day.
All right, I do have enough move that I could get over there. Which one has been doing? Which one did I see stab first?
He is labeled Cultist 4 on the map. Can you
Cultist
see
4.
the labels? Yeah,
Yes, I can.
he is standing there laughing maniacally as blood drips from his curved razor sharp dagger. There is a dead miner at his feet who, wishes that he had not been stabbed in the back of the neck.
I think we can make general assumptions about these people.
Yes.
So I'm gonna move over to Cultist 4.
So Lee, you snake through the crowd, jumping
I
and
stumble
climbing
through the
Yeah.
crowd.
of people panicking and there's chaos, and you make your way basically into a row of, we're going to call them cultists. That's a little potentially pejorative, but they just murdered someone. So, and they seem slightly fanatical, and you find yourself face to face with that strange cultist holding his evil dagger. You are now also very close to 6 of these characters who are standing by that
am.
doorway there. So it's
Yeah.
you against 6.
Hopefully my friends will come to the rescue. I am going to try to incapacitate rather than to kill because I want to know what's going on.
Sure.
I will take killing if that's what I need to do, but preference is not. And so I rolled a 24 versus AC to hit with my quarterstaff.
Okay, you whack him solidly in the head, like between the eyes.
Just what I want to do. And 1d6 plus 4. Oops, I rolled off. That is 11 points of damage. That's 9 points of damage. I apologize.
He hits the ground like a sack of rats. His friends seem a little startled by this situation.
Okay, and then since I'm using a monk weapon, I can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action. So I'm going to go for cultist 3 with the same goal.
All right.
Oops. Got to roll my d20 and not my d6. Ooh, that's 10.
That cultist takes a step back in horror, which also puts him just out of range of your fist as you try and punch him in the jaw.
Okay, a little too stumbly.
All right.
And I guess that's it.
Quewaris the bard, something has ruined your performance, and
How dare they?
yeah.
Q
Quewaris is never upstaged.
Yeah, Q jumps up on a table next to him.
That is your table.
Strums the power chord on the banjo.
Okay.
And looks at the, let's say, cultist number 3 there, standing next to Lee, and says, "Didn't anybody tell you that burlap went out of style last season?" Some vicious mockery.
Is he making
So
a
vicious.
Wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw? I will tell you, you don't end up in a cult with a lot of wisdom. I have rolled a 9, Dan.
That's not enough. He will take 3 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes before the end of his next
I am putting a little heartbreak symbol on his that represents that he has been mocked, and he has taken 3 damage. All right.
Jude flourishes a bow.
Okay. Are you all set?
Yeah.
All right. Jason would be next, but we're not allowed to have 2 bards, so just gonna skip him for now. And
Well, I'm a different class then that is similar to a bard but distinct.
a
bird.
a biard,
Bird.
There's an apostrophe
A bird
in there.
cat.
bard. Yeah, got it. So please go.
Oh, well, then I'm going to do my legendary boomerang attack. I pull one of my boomerangs out of my boomerang pocket.
I don't know if all of our players have had the chance to listen to previous adventures.
Oh, I have.
That's a lot of homework to have assigned.
Well,
did you
You're welcome.
did you ever hit with that boomerang?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I killed a guy with a boomerang. What are you talking
all right.
about?
Yeah. And,
You missed
and
a
remember,
lot with that boomerang is what I'm saying.
we
Also true.
I remember that the boomerang hit because it's only when it misses that it returns.
That's right. But Cool Cat did buy a 6-pack of boomerangs and has
Right.
them
Yeah.
stored in various boomerang pockets on his cloak. So
Yep, that's a Snick and Snack brand 6-pack of boomerangs.
what I'm saying is I rolled a 16 to hit.
All right,
on
your
number
boomerang
one.
sails through. There's like a great action shot as we are watching the point of view of the boomerang spinning, and it's like cutting through the crowd and like going under a table and like around a guy's head, and it thwacks cultist number 1 was their target.
Yep.
Right in the side of the head for
5 damage.
All right, cultist number 1 is does not look good. He looks very unsteady on his feet. Cool Cat, you all set?
That's it.
All right, Samson Jothem, you are next.
Well, Samson, of course, wanted to point out that he did his magical infusing of his weapon and armor, which he forgot to mention after the last long rest. Or it's still active since the previous adventure. That could work.
Several days have passed since the previous adventure, but absolutely, I would think as a now a seasoned, single battle-hardened adventurer, you should infuse stuff every morning, like it's part of your ritual, right? Infuse before breakfast.
And, while he is studying the exits at this point, I think...
Exit singular.
Yes. Well, you can always make another exit. I think... I will shoot at cultist number 1. Let's see if we can take them off the board. And I roll
Is this catapult or something different? This is your short bow.
This is my short bow, which I was disappointed to find out that I couldn't have two short bows because they're two-handed weapons.
You have two, you just can't use them both
yes,
at the same
right.
time.
Yeah.
I think I've
James, you know what? Let's just say you have 3. That'll really annoy you.
Well, I did add a second one to my character, and I think I forgot to remove it. So I do
James,
have
I'm just.
I guess
Can you?
technically you could hold them both with one
Yeah.
hand and shoot both the. I don't know, maybe.
You just want mini
Robin-
ones
that's some
that
Robin
shoot
Hood stuff.
darts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have
James,
the ability to.
I just imagine you thinking about holding 2 short bows, and it's like, where do the arrows go?
Well, you load them first. It's
What,
fine.
do you know how a bow and arrow works?
Yes, I have
not a-
actually.
Clear that he does not.
Okay.
I will tell you, I have actually done archery. So
All right, just checking.
Those
How
aren't
much
crossbows.
How much rope did you use to load those arrows?
I took that rope back. So I rolled an
Fine
8.
silk rope.
It
was
was
not
indeed. Well, it was, but that got lost in the. I rolled an 18.
All right, your arrow whistles across the bar and hits cultist 1 for how much damage?
It does 3. Oh, I forgot to add another thing, but never mind. It does 3 plus. It does 6 damage.
He screams as you plug him in the eye with an arrow. Ah! My eye! And all my blood!
That's quite a lot to get out in the middle of the death.
Well,
throes,
next
really.
time, shoot him in the mouth. He'll be quieter.
Okay, well, next turn.
All right. Good job, Mo Green. Thamia, you're next.
Can I? So, point of order. Can I make it to cultists 5 and 6?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm always very confused about distance and spacing and time.
Sometimes the map doesn't match the scale.
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes
the
the map
scale
does
doesn't
not
match the map.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to tell you, as the dungeon master, you totally can.
Okay. Perfect.
I totally forget, where's the ruler tool in Roll20, out of curiosity?
It's
the fourth
3
down.
4th down.
Yeah, behind the
3 below the arrow.
That is a
What?
weird icon to try to explain. It's like
That
a
is
circle with a
ruler.
comb in
It's
it.
a ruler.
It's like a.
I know it's supposed to be a ruler, but it
crooked
doesn't
power
show
button.
it.
Yeah.
Aline, we call it the measurement comb.
So,
They're 4 combs away.
Thamia, just to check, what's your speed?
30.
Yeah, they're 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Even though it said 40, we're gonna.
They're
pretend
30
that
feet away. You take a shortcut through a table.
Well, no, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So she's going to kind of run. Oh, that is not.
These are not tactical maps. These are visual
Okay, so
illustrations to set the scene.
She's going to run and kind of step off the table and do a flying leap at cultist 5.
Yeah, that gives you some additional feet
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So,
I rolled
Lee, in your peripheral vision, a half giant just kind of whizzes past you.
I'm used to it.
I rolled a 13.
A 13 will hit a cultist.
Awesome. And then my 1d8. 5 damage.
All right, you brutally injure a cultist.
Perfect. I would like to attempt to brutally injure that same cultist again with my hand axe. I rolled an 11.
He somehow kind of staggers out of the way as the hand axe, as you try and hit him in the same wound with the hand axe. All right. I think, let's see, where did my initiative turn go? So, all of you have gone. The cultists are next. However, of my 6 cultists that started in the doorway, 2 have been slain, 1 has been severely wounded, and 1 has had his feelings hurt. So, I think I've got 4 cultists, and there are 2 of you engaged with them. So, I think that makes it pretty simple. They're just going to kind of converge on all of you. So, Thamia, there are 2 cultists coming at you with their wicked-looking knives. Wow, I rolled a 20 for each of them.
Wow.
Darn it. Yep, I have an armor class 19, so
All
they
right.
hit.
Each of them does 4 slashing damage as they cut into you, so 8 damage total.
All right.
All right, the 2 other cultists look emboldened by this, and they close in on Lee. Remind me, Dan, this one of them has disadvantage to...
Cultist number 3 has disadvantage on their next attack.
All right, I'll roll that one first. Yeah, Lee, I'm not telling you the number. It was a really bad number.
Okay.
It was less than 10. The other one rolls a slightly more confident-looking 18, though.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, you get clipped by a razor-sharp obsidian blade for 4 damage.
Okay.
All right, Lee, you are next.
I'm going to hit the guy who hit me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we roll.
That is, what number is he? I can't read their numbers anymore. Cultist
2?
2? Yeah, Cultist 2 is the one who hit you.
Okay. So that is a 20.
Yep. Hits.
And is this a 1 or a 6? That's a 6. So that is 10 points of damage.
Ugh, another cultist hits the ground like a bag of rats.
It's my
And then
favorite Queen song.
I'm going to go for Cultist 3 with my Unarmed Strike.
Mm-hmm. Cultist 3 has already been hurt mentally.
That was only 11, which I think is
11.
what I did with my Unarmed Strike last time.
Yeah, which is just not quite enough. The cultist kind of weaves out of the way and looks at you with kind of weird bloodshot eyes as he holds his crooked dagger. All right, Quewaris, you stand across the tavern on a table, strumming the beats of war.
All right, Q will hop off the table and stroll up. Can I hop off the table, walk up, and hop on this?
Yes, you gracefully move through the panicking miners as they are knocking tables over and running into each other and clawing at the walls. You effortlessly glide across the room, jump up on a table,
I
and...
just want to get close enough to Cultist 3.
Yep.
If I can. All right. You're in a cult, but I'm sure it's not your fault. And then stab him with a rapier.
All right.
As you do.
As one does. That is a 17.
Roll me damage.
That is 9 damage.
You stab him in the heart, and he collapses.
Non-lethal.
You stab him in the
Heart
one,
adjacent.
Yeah, one of his kidneys, just one, and he collapses. Wait a minute, you non-lethally hit someone with a rapier? Lee is using fists and a staff. I can believe that, but you know, and like one of them got hit in the head
Stabbed
with a
him in the
boomerang.
I hamstring him. He's out of it.
Okay,
We
I'm
only
willing to
need
believe-
one person alive
let me
to
say,
find out what's going on.
At this point, 2 of them are unconscious, so I don't know how many prisoners you need.
I'm sorry,
Prisoners
you're
worse.
redundant, I say as I stab him in the heart.
I mean, I'm just saying it's kind of complicated. Cool Cat, you are next.
Cool Cat, he chucks a boomerang at cultist number 5.
All right.
What does that
Cultist
look
number
like?
5. Tell him what he's won.
It's a boomerang. In
All
the
expenses
face.
return trip.
Alas, only a 9.
Somehow your boomerang like doesn't quite hit him, and it goes all the way around the bar and lands back in your hand.
That's right. That's how it works.
Samson Jothem, 2 cultists remain. One of them already badly injured by Thamia.
Well, I seem to have a habit of shooting the badly injured, so...
Yes, the weak and the defenseless are Samson Jothem's prey of choice.
From far, far away.
He is
Yep.
Samson Jothem, artificer and carrion eater.
It's called tactics.
Yeah.
I will...
James, just to be clear, we play Dungeons & Dragons a lot. I'm going to make fun of your strategies no matter how valid they are.
It doesn't matter what the strategy is.
that is fine.
That's the real secret of playing with Tony.
Yeah,
But he was really nice in the UK TPK.
I mean,
that was an illusion.
there are the days you're like, oh, I want to use this rope to climb a wall. And he's like, that's not what rope is for. And you're like, yeah, I'm sorry. Wait a second, that is what rope is for.
Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got 17 plus 4 plus 1. That's quite a lot.
That's many. Another arrow sails across the bar, catching this cultist somewhere in the face. Non-lethal arrow.
Oh no, I was going to shoot him in the leg.
Well, it's real hard to shoot
missed.
someone in the leg. Yeah, you missed.
I missed and hit him in the head.
Yeah,
In the mouth.
unfortunately, you had Wheaties this morning and hit him right in the head. Wheaties in Dungeons & Dragons is just like a bowl of wheat, just so we're clear. Roll damage, James.
I just rolled and I rolled an 8.
Yeah, he's very dead. All right. James, anything else?
Is there anyone else I can murder just for fun?
Well, there's one guy left. I mean, there's lots of patrons around. So,
Depending on your mood.
yeah, do you want to curry favor with the last remaining cultist?
Nah, I think I'll leave that for the bards to
All
work
right.
their magic. I'll just sort of stand back a bit.
Indeed. Thamia, there's one last cultist. He looks, though he has been so far undamaged, very unsure of himself now that 5 of his dearest friends have been murdered or incapacitated by you.
All right,
You
let's see if my
collectively.
magical unicorn dice are working better now. That would be no.
Oh.
I'm going to switch to dice by PCalc in the future. Let me pull this
Other dice
up.
apps are available.
Yes.
Are they?
No.
No.
But that may be, but they're not any good. Oh, goodness. I have far too many dice.
That's a
I need to
feature.
clear that. Yeah. All right. I rolled a 15 plus, so...
That's plenty.
Yep.
So this is your hand axe
My
attack?
hand axe.
All
yeah.
right.
1d6. 6 plus 3 is 9.
Ugh. You deliver a brutal hand axe attack to his chest, just leaving a huge gash in the middle of his weird painted symbol on his chest, and this cultist also hits the ground. There's kind of like just a moment of quiet in the bar as everyone takes on what's going on. People stop panicking. Many tables and chairs are righted, and people go back to their beverages.
Cool Cat pulls out his pan flute and goes,
All right. The owner of the Falling Rod comes out from behind the bar, and she recruits some miners for a few coins to help drag the bodies out, at least out into the street outside of the bar, because they're
Didn't
not.
we leave one alive?
Yeah, I think there's at least 2 unconscious. So, but she seems not to want she doesn't want anyone who is visibly bleeding is dragged into the street.
Smart. Bloodstain's hard to get out.
I want to ask her why there's only one entrance and exit. Like,
Doesn't seem
this
very
is a
safe.
fire hazard.
She's busy, but you could go interrupt her. That's the thing you can do.
I'll do it later, maybe.
All right.
Doesn't seem like the most prescient thing right now.
Okay.
You should just write a letter to the
Right.
fire safety board.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. You could,
Yeah.
make a note of that. There's probably.
I'm a monk. I
Yeah.
know-
Cool Cat turns to one of the nearby miners and says, "Do you know anything about these guys? What's the story with these guys?"
Oh, they come around from time to time. They cause trouble. This is the most violent I've seen yet, but, always try to convert people. Real pain in the neck.
Where are they from?
I mean, I don't know. Around? They don't live in town.
I make
Can
a
I
history
do-
check about the Black Sun.
Please do, QRs.
I got a 12.
You are not familiar with that term as a...
I shall
Religious
also do a
order.
history check.
Yeah.
Sounds very catchy for a song, though.
I got a 21.
Samson, you feel confident that is not like an established religion or practice that you are familiar with.
It's not a
so
registered cult. It's an unregistered cult.
Unregistered cult, yeah. So it's
We're
probably...
cult inspectors.
I mean, probably it is something local and small and perhaps recent, because it is not a kind of not one of your big name cults. So,
I rolled
So
a
it's kind of-
3 to a religion check.
yeah, they seem spooky. Maybe they were vampires.
Thank you. Thanks.
So it's kind of an indie cult. It's a new
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, did I mention there's a lot of dwarves here? You probably haven't heard of them because they're very underground.
Oh, you like indie cults? Name 3 of their tenets.
Thamia goes back to finish her stew.
Dwarves
All right.
are more into rock music, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go outside
Or
and
metal.
try to find the people. I don't know that they're cultists yet. I'm gonna find the people who are not dead and try
let's
to
question
tie
them.
them up.
Tie them
All
up
right.
and question them. Yes, great.
So, outside of the Falling Rod Tavern, there is basically just a collection of corpses, kind of heaped, and then 2 badly injured cultists who are knocked unconscious, who have been kind of just leaned against the bar. They have not been secured yet because. Because the woman who runs the Falling Rod Tavern is not a law enforcement officer, I guess. And they saw several of their friends murder. They've learned a lesson. So yes, there are two unconscious, badly injured cultists hanging out there. Which is to say, lying on the ground, unconscious.
Okay, I'm gonna tie them up.
All right, they are tied up. What are you using to do that?
I have some rope if you'd like it.
I'm
I've
gonna
got
use-
some silken rope.
Eyes do silken rope buddies.
All right, someone hand me some silken rope,
That's
please.
not weird.
Nope, not weird at all.
Unfortunately, we've caused the DM to die.
Oh no, we killed Tony.
Oh no. Oh gosh,
Mission
no.
accomplished.
Yeah.
We
All right.
can compare rope later.
Okay. Lee, you have tied up 2 unconscious cultists.
I have so many questions. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stand
For
here
the
and wait until
cultists
they
or
wake up.
for
Yeah.
Samson and Quewaris?
Yes.
We get a box every month with a different rope in it.
Rope of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rope of the Month Club. yeah.
Lee, do you want to inspect these cultists either kind of visually or medicinally?
Sure. I'll do a medicine check, I guess. 18.
All right, you study these cultists. The 2 that have been knocked unconscious, even though they are only unconscious, look extremely unwell. Like they're humans, but their skin is just it's very kind of pale, and they've got these dark circles under their eyes. The eyes themselves are kind of like bloodshot but not with red, but with streaks of black, and has kind of a glassy look to it. And there's you're just kind of looking at these guys, these cultists, trying to figure out what might be wrong with them. Their mouths are kind of, their lips and tongues are stained with some kind of dark black substance that it looks like they must have imbibed or eaten or something. It's very strange. And then of course, their wardrobe is very strange. It seems like their clothes are basically burlap sacks that have been attempted to turn into cloaks and pants very poorly. And then, of course, the most signature thing, they have these black circles painted on their chests with tendrils of black snaking out to their shoulders and stomachs. That appears just to have been done with mundane paint. One of the cultists has you think it was probably the first one that stabbed the first miner in the back of the neck. The other one's daggers are kind of normal, run of the mill. Some of them even look like they've just like a cooking knife that has been like twisted to make it look more dangerous. But one of them did have a dagger that was rather ornate. It's got like a black opal set in the pommel, and that's worth a good 50 gold pieces, you figure. And that's
Could
yours
take
now. Yeah.
Um,
So a little bit of time passes, and one of the cultists seems to be kind of waking up.
Are we all just hanging out in the bar waiting?
Yeah, I think you're
Hello.
waiting.
can I
Perhaps
tell? Can I tell what it is that they ingested? Is there?
Aaron, not sure. Something weird.
Okay.
So the cultist wakes up. Who dares challenge the Black Sun?
What is the Black Sun?
It is the true way. It is the truth that will be revealed to all of you.
Reveal it to me now.
Give me my dagger and I will show you.
Sorry. I just laughed.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
All
here you go.
will follow before us. The Black Sun will devour you all. He struggles. He struggles kind of
story.
pathetically.
Great
in
story.
his well tied binds.
What have you been eating? Why are you
Like this.
like this?
Jeez, Mom, it's fine. Come on.
You do not know the truth. I will tell you nothing. Begone, infidel.
You're the one tied up.
He
This
starts
is
moving
awesome.
his legs like he's walking away, which he's, tied up on the ground. He may not be entirely aware of his predicament.
Okay. Is the other one awake yet?
Sure.
Yeah. Is he any more forthcoming?
Begone!
Yeah.
The black sun will devour you all! In a slightly different tone, he says.
All right. Okay. Tell me more about the Black Sun. Like, where can I go to learn more about the Black Sun?
Go to Black Sun.
Where do you come from? I want to learn more. I'm very interested in
Do you have
your
a pamphlet?
newsletter. Please, yeah. Please tell me more. I'd like to
Is
sign
there a
up. for the
webinar
literature.
video we could watch?
I would like to be devoured by the Black
Yeah.
Sun, please.
Yes, please.
5 Black Sun recruits coming right up.
Yes. We were once followers of the High Sun, but we have seen the truth.
Hi, son.
Does any of this make sense to anybody?
Why don't you roll a history or religion check?
That is a 18.
Dan, you're not there. I meant Lee.
Damn.
Sorry.
We're having a drink upstairs.
Yeah.
I got a
Dan,
But
you're having-
upstairs, I'm thinking about.
you have a very good drink upstairs with 18.
You remember it well.
Lee?
14 history.
14. It occurs to you as you kind of wandered into town that there is a kind of generic temple to a sun god or to a church of light. One of your classic all around good religions, and that there was a sign there that was the Church of the High Sun.
Okay, I'm just gonna hit them both with my quarterstaff between the eyes, knock them out again. Recommend to the tavern keeper that she call the sheriff.
There's no sheriff here.
There's no
Honey.
sheriff here. All right. What do you
We'll,
do with people like this?
Darreneth deals with them
we-
eventually.
I wonder if we could let them go and follow them back to wherever they came from.
Oh, that's smart.
Can we put a tracker on them?
Around this time, there's several important-looking dwarves arrive at the Falling Rod Inn. They seem to have kind of a commanding presence. All the miners in the tavern look up when they arrive. There's basically let me read a description of her. The middle dwarf is a middle-aged dwarf with silvery black hair, rough complexion. She's got kind of the bearing of a miner, but looks like she probably hasn't worked in a little while, and she has lots of kind of gold and gems worked into her various, like what's the right word? Accessories that she has. She is flanked by 2 younger, burly-looking kind of bodyguard types. And you get the sense that this is probably Darreneth Deepfathom, the woman who sent for you.
So Samson is always keen to remind people that he went to Dwarf University. So I
No
think,
dwarves!
yes.
Dwarf University mascot are the dwarfs? They're not even the miners or something?
Nope. Cannon.
Sounds pretty
Technically,
accurate.
Tony, they're the fighting dwarves.
Fighting dwarves. Yeah,
Fighting.
Dan, you're thinking of University of Dwarf in the next state over. They're
That
Dwarven
hasn't
School of
been a
Mines.
university
He's
for
thinking-
very
yeah,
long.
The Dwarven School of Mines has a totally
Yeah,
different
I have-
sound.
yeah,
The miners.
DSM.
The miners.
The miners.
So Samson will go up and say in probably not the best Dwarvish,
In broken dwarvish.
in broken Dwarvish, can you tell us what's going on with these people? Is this common here?
Are you the adventurers I sent for?
Of course.
Let's get a booth and talk business.
I summon over all
All right.
Yes.
the rest of the party in common.
Several of the miners seem to clear out of a corner booth without hesitation. and you all kind of crowd in. Darrenith stands kind of at the end of the booth and addresses you all. Look, I've heard good things about you. Well, I've heard things. Well, the important thing is that you're here. I'm having trouble with my mining operation here. I need some people to deal with it, and you're available. I'm willing to pay handsomely because it's dangerous work, and you will be taken care of. Any questions?
In flawless dwarvish, Lise, I ask, what kind of work and what kind of trouble have you been seeing?
Well, we've been having trouble with my mine. Only business here in town worth a damn employs all these layabouts, and they're getting surly. But there's something down there that's been attacking my miners. We've had some accidents before. Mining's dangerous work. Things happen, but something's attacking them. My best miner burned alive. Never seen anything like it. I had to shut down the mine. It's been capped off almost 2 weeks now. I need someone to go down there and investigate.
Well, you know what they say, mine is money.
What you said, burned alive?
Incinerated.
Incinerated. That's so much better. What other kind of attacks have you seen? Have they been all fire related, or have there been other types of attacks?
Something's been killing people down there. A couple. A bunch just disappeared. Not uncommon, not unusual in the mining operation, but too much. Workers are getting spooked. Spooked workers, they don't work good.
Can't argue with that.
Is there anyone that's been injured but recovered? Or is everyone dead or disappeared?
Pretty much, you get in trouble down there, there's no coming back.
Have you considered sealing the mine off?
The mine is sealed off. I need something done about that.
Have your workers been collecting any small sort of gold balls that you might think would be deposits, but are actually potentially eggs?
No.
Strange
question, but I appreciate that. That's that kind of unorthodox.
I've seen that happen before.
That's the kind of outside the box thinking we need here at Deep Fathom.
How much
there's no gold in that mine.
What is there?
Oh, well, we mine. It's a particular unusual substance. The alchemists pay heavily for it. It is it's called void water.
Would this be a
Void
black
water.
liquid by any chance?
What?
That's a good question.
What do we?
I second Samson's question.
Yes.
Why don't you roll? Get somebody. I don't know, Arcana,
I can do
something
an
like
arcana.
that, on the idea of a void water.
14.
14 plus 5.
natural 20?
19.
Ooh.
All right.
Whoa.
Anyone who
We
got
know our
lower than
void
20,
waters.
they've heard of it. Lee, you are familiar with it, that it is a powerful, very powerful component that alchemists would use. It is extremely rare and extremely expensive. It's a reagent that they would use in their various scientific work. You are not really familiar with the properties of it, in part because it is unusual for anyone to have any of it in any kind of large quantities. But it is a kind of a powerful, do they have the word chemical in Dungeons and Dragons? It's
They
a
do now.
Reagent?
it's a powerful substance. And probably usually going along with the word powerful when we're talking about reagents is the idea of dangerous. So that's what you know, Lee.
I relay that to everybody.
Yeah. Well, seems like you know a little bit about it. Maybe that'll help you down there. One of the most important things you should know, it reacts negatively in the presence of a light. So that's an issue.
Negatively,
Sounds like
how?
Well, I'm just saying you shouldn't take very many lights down into the mine.
That's the best you can do to prepare us?
Indeed.
Okay. Do you know anything about these weirdos who came in and started stabbing people?
Oh, they've been around for a while. This is a little bit more violent than usual. Most of them former employers of mine. I don't know. People Mines attract all kinds of strange folk come out here looking to find a new life for themselves, and, not everybody's fit to go down into the darkness and come out. Some of them get these weird ideas into their head.
Is this a cult or a union?
Tomato.
Hey.
Okay.
My employees are unionized. I'm proud of that fact, and it is at the behest of the union that I cap the mine and have sent for adventurers such as yourself to return things to the level of safety we expect. I'm not going to lie, mining is dangerous work, and I pay a dangerous amount for that. People die, people disappear, but what we're dealing with now is not usual. I lost my own brother in a mining accident here, and, well, I understand the price people pay as much as anyone.
So you're prepared to pay a dangerous amount of money for us to go down there? Is what you're saying.
Indeed, I am. Let us discuss that so we can finalize our arrangements.
You give us a number.
100 gold pieces.
Each?
A person.
Yes.
For the collective group of you.
Tony, is that a fair price?
I don't know. What did you get paid for your last job?
We got lots of gold bars.
Rats.
Well, yeah.
A bag of rats.
We had
Bag of
a whole
rats
chest
for
full
a
of gold
lunch
bars.
We
Yes.
different
steal everything those bandits had.
The different adventures had different outcomes, people.
Yeah, significantly different.
I think Samson and Cool Cat quietly put the gold bars back in their pocket. It's like,
I will.
Why do you carry those around?
I'll roll a persuasion. And
I would say, so give me some kind of wisdom check, Quewaris, in terms of how you feel about that money.
like an insight check.
Yeah.
18.
100 gold pieces is a lot of money. I think specifically you were paid I forget, maybe 5 or 10 for dealing with those bandits, right? Because that was not, just for dealing with the bandits on the road on the way to Whitesparrow. So 100 is a lot. And 20 gold pieces each would go a long ways. That said, this does seem like a dangerous undertaking, and Darenith does seem like she is relatively well off. Perhaps she could afford more than this.
I'll try to talk
perhaps-
about 200 gold.
Perhaps
Yeah.
substantially more than this.
Cool-
Yes.
cool-
Would you like to do some persuasion?
Yeah, Cool
there,
Cat would like to
Quewaris?
persuade as well.
All right. So why don't you're helping Cool Cat? So you're going to provide advantage to Quewaris's persuasion check. Quewaris, roll a persuasion and describe to me what your persuasion looks or sounds like.
Okay. Quewaris leans in and says, we would be happy to do this job for you. We would be honored to be the ones to save your miners. But I must confess that we have certain expenses that need to get... The adventuring life, it is not a cheap one. We have many expenses. We must sharpen our weapons. We must replace our damaged armor. We must get new strings for our banjos.
And other
none of
supplies,
those
miscellaneous
things
supplies. See, I'm helping.
don't forget the boomerang
come
wax.
cheaply to adventurers such as ours. But I know you want the best, and when you want the best, you must pay for the best. So, shall we say 200 gold pieces? I rolled
Quewaris,
a 16.
Who can say? And then Cool Cat helps again. Who will save this mine? Who can get to the bottom of what is going on? Who can figure out what is going on with the cultists as well? Who can get the economy of this village back on track? For answers to questions such as these, you have to hire us.
Oh, I thought the episode was about to be done. I thought I was done. I was really enjoying
We
it.
got like 6 minutes
Jason's
left.
DM now.
Oh, 6 minutes left. Okay. Quewaris, this Cool Cat fellow, you're straight shooters. I appreciate that. 200 gold pieces is a fair price to pay for adventurers such as yourself.
Should ask for more.
Yeah, she agreed far too quickly.
No, 200 is totally reasonable, and that is, I will see that is set aside for you or your next of kin should you not return. Please leave that information with my office. Anything else I can answer for you to provide you with the resources you need? It is important that we get this mine back and running as soon as possible. It's important for me. It's important for the people. It's important for Deep Fathom.
It's good for America. Do you have some sort of map or schematic of the mine tunnels as they are currently excavated?
Yeah. she provides you with a map of the mine tunnels. They're
That'll be 20
surprisingly
gold pieces.
not that elaborate. There's basically, a central shaft that drops down into a huge cavern that appears to be natural. It's got both stalagmites and, wait for it, stalactites.
Ooh.
And there's marked on that. There's several basically pools of void water that they have been collecting from, and there are basically a zillion little side passages off of that. But the mine itself is a relatively simple layout in terms of it's one giant, big, open cavern. The challenge, of course, being with a limited ability to use lighting, a
Right.
giant empty cavern can feel quite small.
Cool Cat asked if there's any special equipment that they use that we could avail ourselves of that will allow us to navigate the mine, and also if she has an expert or a foreman or somebody who's well versed in the mine who might be able to be a guide to us who could come with us.
I can't afford to lose any more people. You all are expendable. That's why I'm paying the 200 gold pieces. I will provide you we got plenty of miners' caps that aren't being used right now.
Right? You have any
They're
mining rope?
I got some quality mining rope.
Great.
It's like normal rope, but it's kind of gravelly texture.
Both Samson and Q sort of
Yes.
look at the rope.
So the
and-
the mining caps are basically metal hats that have a very low version of the light cantrip cast on them. They provide the equivalent of very dimly lit candlelight, illuminating only your immediate area. I don't know if anyone has low light vision who would.
I do. I can see in the dark 60 feet.
So you, in fact, would not want one of these hats. It would.
Yes, I take it off and throw it to the
Yeah,
ground.
Yes.
Would it?
and I have a light as a cantrip, so I can light our way and
Though there
light
is
up some
potentially,
objects.
you have been cautioned against using light in the mine.
Any form of
Yeah, so
light.
it's not flame, it's light.
Oh wow,
It's
okay.
light.
Dang.
So, would that count as armor for me, or would that just be a?
It's just
Because-
it's
It's a hat.
It's just
If
the
it's armor, I
cosmetic.
don't want it.
Yeah, just a hat. Just,
Okay.
it's just a hat, monk. Chill.
My
chill.
new-
Wow,
my new
this
spell
hat looks
I have
awesome.
standards.
Yeah.
Says Cool Cat.
They're very low.
The new spell I
so-
replaced my outgoing spell with is really light based, so that's gonna go great.
Well, it could be really useful for a
don't know.
dramatic explosion.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
it may go badly.
So, do you want to gather any additional information from Darrenith or from the other people hanging out here in the Falling Rod Tavern?
I think we've
I
got
would
the
like to gather 8 hit points back at some point.
I can.
You have time to take a short rest
Yeah,
and
if we
get a spend your hit dice.
Okay.
While we're spending a short rest,
and Kathy take an extra D6
Okay.
because of the Song of Rest.
I presume we can't double up on that.
No, I don't
Seems
think so.
Probably like cheating.
One of us is playing the Song of Rest. One of
Jazz
your
plus
bards.
jazz equals jazz.
Yeah. I mean, I can't help but chime in. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a jam session.
you do the
but-
backbeat, Dan.
I have
All right.
11 of 15 hit points. Do I want to spend a hit die?
Yes.
I do.
That's, I mean, percentage wise.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I was gonna spend this time while we're sort of resting, circulate among the rest of the patrons, and just sort of like, can I sort of just like jump in and out of conversation, see if anybody's heard about this or
And
anybody has stories?
I'm doing the same because Cool Cat, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but Cool Cat's background trait is he's a folk hero. And his specialty, because Cool Cat is a hero,
To
because he
who?
saved those kids
who?
that one time. And
Okay.
his feature is rustic hospitality. Because he comes from the ranks of the common folk, he fits in among them with ease, and he has a very, very extremely high charisma. So Cool Cat's gonna also chat with the miners and see if he can pick up anything
feature-
else.
My feature is the exact opposite. It's bad reputation.
Oh, you guys are
Good
like
cop,
one
bad
half.
cop. Oh my god,
one
that's
half
right.
of-
That's right. Good
You're
bard,
one
bad
half-
bard.
You're one
I
half
do a
of
lot
a
of
boy
Bad
band.
bard, worse bard?
I do a lot of Joan Jett covers too.
Yeah. You had been, you've made your deal with Darrenith. She has left. And our bards had decided that they wanted to ask around the tavern before they headed out, wherever you're heading. So, bards, give me some kind of check that would be relevant to you, and I will tell you what you were able to learn from some people.
guess I'll go persuasion.
Mm.
That's great. I rolled an 8.
I got a 15.
All right,
Persuasion.
Quewaris, is there anything particular that you're trying to like suss out via small talk from these
I only
miners?
have small chat. I would like to find out if any of them have any additional details about the attacks that happened.
All right. Let's see. So you sidle up to some miners, and you just kind of insert yourself into the conversation, listening at first. Miners. Some of the miners are eager to get back to work. They're not making any money until they do. Others have sworn off mining altogether. They're never going to go back down there. Too many have died. It sounds like that at this point there are dozens of miners that have died in the time since the mine has opened, and some of those deaths seem like they are accidents. Other people have just disappeared and never been found, and that is unusual. Over on the other side of the bar, Cool Cat, you are kind of dropping into conversations. Anything particular you are interested in learning about?
I'm really tuned into the miners who've been in the mine and like things they may have noticed or strange things that are going on that might give us some a leg up when we are descending into the mine, like ways to work around without the light and all of that, and just that kind of thing.
You managed to kind of hang out with some of the elder miners, and they're talking about void water. There's some younger miners there, and they're kind of taking them to school on that. And it sounds like the main thing about void water, it's this very powerful chemical that commands a huge amount of value in the alchemist market, but it can be very strange and unpredictable. The miners are worried about the long-term effects of exposure to it, and some of them suggest to the younger folks that get in, get paid, but don't think you're going to do this for too long, because there are kind of rumors that it has physical and psychological effects just from the fumes and being around it. Was that
Yeah, Cool Cat actually asked, did you see those cultists earlier? Do you think they've been drinking the void water?
Why would anyone drink void water? It's incredibly expensive. That doesn't make any sense.
They're cultists.
You look like you've never been down into a mine in your life.
That's not
true. Look at those soft furry hands.
Mascot hands. They're mascot hands. Tony, I'll just remind you, I'm a rustic hospitality folk hero. They love me. They love me.
Also, four miners elbow that one surly miner and say, "Hey, that's Cool Cat we're talking about here. He mines our hearts each and every night with those songs."
Also, he was in a mine like about a week ago. So
no, forget that guy. He's a jerk. He's always been a jerk. Cool Cat, we love you. We love you.
The story of us invading that other mine and rescuing the trunk full of gold bars must have spread.
That's
far
literally
and
the
wide.
only thing you're famous for is going into a mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's problem.
Folk hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool Cat signed some autographs.
So
with his mascot hands, it's just a funny little line, but they know it's from Cool Cat.
Well, the cult of the Black Sun, they've been hanging around for a while. They seem to be, I don't know, they're all former miners, but the darkness got to them and they didn't want to be miners anymore. And, just layabouts, not looking to put an honest day's work in, I figure. A lot of them are former members of the Church of the High Sun, too. Not sure what that's about. Not a member myself.
All right. Well,
Thanks
we could
for
go
being here,
visit
Cool
the church.
Cat.
We could go visit
We
the
love
Church
you.
of the High Sun, or we could go straight into the mine.
I want to go to the church.
yeah.
Yeah. Probably sounds like a smart thing to do.
All right.
Or half of us could go down. No.
Yes, please.
That sounds like a great
Half
idea.
of us can go down. Half of us can stay eating stew and drinking
Maybe
ale.
that once we
Yeah.
get down into the mine, one quarter of you can go to the left, one quarter of you can go to the right.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Just great. So the
Cut
Church
to
of the
2
High
hours
Sun.
later, in the depths of the pit, completely surrounded by darkness, is Cool Cat, and he just shouts, "Hello, hello, hello,
Cut to
A million cartoon red eyes open in the darkness around him.
Cut to Cool Cat lapping at a pool of void water.
All right, this is a mini adventure, and so we move quickly. The Church of the High Sun is not hard to find. You know, in this shanty town of Deep Fathom, there's really not a lot of businesses, not a lot of structures that are not homes for the miners and their families. Though the Church of the High Sun is not large, the quality of the construction suggests significant wealth went into it, whereas many of the other structures here in Deep Fathom are just wood and really just kind of like boards stacked together. The Church of the High Sun is a rather small but majestic looking stone structure. There are statues of angelic figures adorning the front door, their heads and arms raised to the sun, worship by the church followers. Inside, beyond rows of wooden pews, a huge crystalline sphere hangs from the ceiling, turning to send a kind of kaleidoscope pattern of rainbow hues along the walls. More angelic statues stand along the edges of the nave, hands outstretched. The altar of the church is a large block of quartz that glows with an internal light. There is a priest here. It looks like he is just wrapping up his ceremony. Let me show you a quick map. There is just a handful of worshipers here for, I guess, kind of like early evening religious celebrations. So it is just to the left of the map of the tavern, if you can see it.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Yes.
You can drag your tokens over there if you want.
Does this church service have music?
No, it's really just
does now.
It does now.
It does have a giant disco ball, so
Yeah.
So there's up at the altar. There's kind of a, you know, I mean, he probably has to be older than he looks. Kind of baby faced priest, and he is giving a sermon, and he says, "The dangers are in the shadows and the darkness beneath the earth. Only the purification of the high sun will cleanse you and lead you to the light. Miners, you may go down there, but you must return to the Church of the High Sun and be shown the light. Steer clear of the darkness." Oh, I see we have some newcomers joining us. Please, there are many seats available.
Let's sit down.
Thank you.
I'm going to sit up in the front row.
Yeah.
All right.
Get a good view.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah. So he continues his kind of fervent preaching. "Let these deaths of these miners serve as a warning of the darkness and the danger that lurks within the mines. The mines are the path to wealth, but not the path to enlightenment. For that, you must come here to the Church of the High Sun. You have found the way and welcomed the High Sun into your life, but your friends and family are not yet here, and it is your task. I charge thee to bring them here and show them the light. The darkness beneath us cannot stand before the light, no matter how threatening it is, but you must not go to the darkness. Welcome the light into your hearts and into your lives, and let it fill you with the truth."
We're just respectfully quiet
Yes.
during this whole sermon.
The 6 people there seem really into it. He continues on, kind of hitting the same beats over and over again, and then things kind of trail up, and there seems now to be a kind of a moment or a period of silent prayer for the people at their pews. The priest kind of steps off the big block of quartz that is the altar here and greets you warmly. "Adventurers, please welcome to the Church of the High Sun. I trust the light finds you well today."
So, what's the deal with the whole high sun thing, huh?
The high sun is the light. It is a light that washes over all of us. You will be safe and protected here. Feel the warmth of the light, my friend.
Does
He
it go
puts
all
his-
the way
he
down
puts-
to the mines?
The mines are a place of darkness. I encourage you not to go there, adventurers. But you look like people who travel through the woods and the fields and the swamps. You wouldn't be caught dead down in a dark, spooky mine. If you have any
Hopefully not.
sense in you.
What do you know about the Black Sun?
Well, I don't know very much about that at all. Can't say I help you. I know about the high sun, my friend. It's the only sun you need.
I'm
I think
rolling insight on that.
And I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do persuasion to persuade. No, sure, we know certainly that some have from your place here have
Fallen.
have fallen under the thrall of the Black Sun, and we think it's bad. We don't like it either.
We want to understand the light, and to understand the light, you also have to understand the darkness.
I watched that
Did
movie.
somebody roll insight?
It was a 9.
And I did persuasion and got a 15. It looks like.
He seems great, Quewaris. Cool Cat, you rolled a persuasion. He said, "Well, I'll be honest with you. It is some of my followers have gone a different way, and we hope that, wherever their journey might take them, it will eventually lead them back to the light. But it is true, some poor souls, they have gone down into the darkness, and they have embraced that darkness, and they have turned their back on us."
I think there's a boomerang metaphor in there somewhere for Cool Cat.
What goes around comes around, they say.
They do say that, sir.
And sometimes they never return.
Have any
But
of
only the most wayward of souls. Folks, sure, they've been to some of our services, but not those I know well, not those who have welcomed the light into their hearts.
I think Lee had a question.
Is it always when people turn their back to the light and start worshiping the Black Sun, is it always miners?
Well,
Or
you can't throw a rock here without hitting 3 miners. This is Deep Fathom. It's all miners, friend. Miners or
You got a little bit.
family and
Jersey there.
children of miners is what we have here. And of course, me preaching the good word and the tavern keeper. But it's a mining town, friend. We got miners.
Have any of your parishioners been attacked or know victims of these attacks that have supposedly been happening in the mines?
Well, I think they. I can't say that I know for sure, but my understanding is most of the people that run afoul of the darkness in the mines never come back.
Do you have a theory as to what is down there?
There is darkness there,
Could
darkness
you be
that
more
will corrupt their souls and their hearts, and they should leave the mine sealed off and never tamper with these forces that we do not understand.
Darkness often incinerate people? Is that how
I think
darkness
that
works?
darkness comes in many forms, and that darkness, it is the void water that I do not trust. I think it seeks to poison our hearts and our minds, and we should best not trifle with it.
Why would you
So-
say that?
Can I roll an insight to see whether we think this guy is telling the truth or telling us everything?
Sure, go for it.
16 plus 3, 19.
He seems kind of dodgy,
Yeah, that was the impression I was getting.
Yeah. I feel like Samson now is on the same page as James. So
So, sort of...
it's just a theory about the void water. I am not a scientist. I am a holy man.
What's a scientist?
Well, or an alchemist, or a scientician. These are not the path I walk. I walk the path of the light and the truth, and I will not speculate further on the nature of this void water, for it is not mine on which to speculate, and I want not to do with it. You will not find me beneath the surface. I am here in the warmth and the safety of the light, and if you know anything, you will stay here where it is safe, and someday you will leave this town, and for it is a wicked place.
why? Oh, okay.
Yes, my child.
So if the mine is closed and there are miners who depend on the mine to live here, what happens when all of your parishioners leave?
Well, then my work is done and I can leave myself. I'll be free. I will not leave until the last miner turns to the light and walks away from this place. I will put myself out of business and be proud and happy for it, for I will have done good works and my deed will be done. What could be better?
And what did you say were behind those doors behind you there?
Oh, well, just my private quarters. Nothing exciting there.
Interesting. Could we have a look?
Um,
We're very interested in architecture, and you seem to have the best building in town.
Perhaps
Church
after
investigators.
services. I am busy. I should continue with my sermon short.
listen, buddy,
You just keep going. We'll just have a
let
look.
us go back there right now, he says, and I roll a 23 intimidation.
Wow.
Wow. I don't want any trouble. He walks over and opens the door to the side chamber here, and there's a pretty shabby looking bedroom with a desk and a chair and kind of a wood sun motif carving on the wall. Looks honestly kind of depressing.
Well, that's one door.
What's behind door number two?
Door number two.
I don't want any trouble. And he shows you into a back room. There's some crates. Looks like there's some shelves with various kind of ornamental objects that they must use for various rituals. It's very dusty.
Okay, I'll just roll a quick perception check, which was 15 plus 2, 17.
It looks it looks dusty, looks shabby. Let me just see if you notice anything else.
What's in the crates?
Yeah.
Hey, stay away from there. You start poking through the crates. The crates are filled with straw to protect some various kind of fancy candles and sun-themed objects.
Merchandise.
For the gift shop?
Guys,
Cool Cat
Yeah.
is investigating the office and his workspace.
Okay.
Yes. Let's split the party.
Well, I mean, we're like next door to each other. It's okay.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
think we're okay.
It's a minor split.
Perception?
Yeah, roll it.
8. Wow, this place looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. Look, I have shown you my quarters. You've seen the secrets of the Temple of the High Sun. I must insist you leave now.
The crates are the secrets.
In a way, the crates are the secrets.
this guy is flailing.
Yeah.
Sir,
I
you must leave. Several of the worshippers have left the pews and are making their way over to you.
I think we've seen everything we need
Yeah.
to see
Yeah,
here.
I think we're good.
I think we've got quite a.
We'll just
We
be
can
Friends,
on our way.
Friends, you're upsetting the
Quewaris
police,
out.
the priest. You should leave.
The police. The police priest.
Okay, I think Q is happy to
Yes.
sidle his way out
Yeah.
of the temple.
Yeah. This is clearly a sketchy operation, but we're not
reporting
sure
you
quite
to the
how
How,
sketchy.
Better
how,
Temple
how much
Bureau.
do people tithe in this church? Like,
I don't know.
why?
Do you want to leave some coins?
No, I really don't know.
Okay.
The opposite. We're trying to figure out how much.
We're going to see if there's any
Yeah,
coins
like I
you
want
can
to. I
take.
I want to know what the scam is.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. There was, I would say, Cool Cat did notice in the shabby office there was an iron lockbox on the desk.
Ooh. Okay.
That presumably would be where
Box.
they would keep the proceeds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a priest.
Okay.
We could totally take them, but I think
Yeah,
we
that's
should
what I'm
just go.
thinking. Non-violent. I mean,
I don't know if that's something that we need to do.
but is it something we want to do?
That's a good question.
I
I'm
mean,
good to head to the mine. That's my
All right.
priority.
all right,
The
fine.
graphic of the mine
He's
is
just so sketchy.
just further down.
we
We'll
we
deal
can
with the
always.
priest when we come back.
Yeah, it's like the giant hand. It'll be here when we get back.
Yes.
Giving us headaches.
All right, and so you decide to head over to the mine shaft. It's not hard to find in the tiny mining settlement of Deep Fathom. Rising far above any of the structures is an elaborate kind of setup of mining equipment with gears and pulleys that seems set up to both lower people and raise dirt and cargo and people up out of the mine shaft. A huge brass cap covers the mouth of this huge mine shaft, and there's various machinery in place to hold the cap in place. Darneth and her bodyguards are waiting for you, and as you come kind of trudging down the hill into the area where the mine shaft is, she signals her workers, and the sound of gears grinding as the machinery leaps into action, and the cap is lifted to reveal the mine shaft. There is kind of a breeze of hot and foul-smelling air wafting up from the mine shaft.
Yum.
Awesome.
As you approach the shaft itself, you can see the sides of the shaft. It's quite big. It's, some of you probably lived in houses that are narrower than the mine shaft. And they have a basket in place to lower you, like the basket below a balloon, a basket that holds multiple people. The sides of the mine shaft kind of look slick and almost greasy, as if the mine shaft is sweating.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
All seems fine.
Yeah.
Can I just do a quick check of some kind on that? Like, what is this?
Yep.
What would that be? Investigation?
Or I'll just ask.
Man, I'm not rolling great. 7 on investigation.
It looks weird, Dan.
Yep, looks weird.
Can I do an arcana
Lee?
check
Not a
on it?
minologist.
Lee?
I'm just going to ask, what's up? Why does it look so gross?
That's the sign of the void water, says Darneth.
It's the sign of the void water.
Well, it's the leftover
Got it.
elements of it.
Okay.
Samson?
I was going to do an arcana check to see if there was anything magical I could determine from this.
Do an arcana check.
16.
It does seem like probably because void water is a magical reagent that you recognize it as that, and the weird substance on the mine shaft seems, now that it's exposed to the light, seems to kind of shimmer and flicker in the sunlight as if reacting to the light.
So it doesn't seem to like the light. Noted.
Any last requests? Says Darneth.
Sounds final.
I think let's go.
One of the dwarven bodyguards shows you how to climb into the basket safely, and that there is a kind of a rope and bell situation so that you'll be able to signal them when you're ready to be raised back up.
I'm sure that will work perfectly.
Surely it will. So they lower you deep into the mine. I'm going to reveal the mine shaft here.
Who has dark or low light vision? Do we
Me.
need to pay attention to that so they're not?
I think we've
Imputed.
established it's Samson and no
Yeah.
Since
one
the
else.
only one.
Samson's
Yeah,
the only
I'm
one.
the only one who can see, so this is going to
Okay.
be great.
The rest of you have your miner's caps.
I have dark vision. I'm a cat.
Oh.
Oh.
I have dark
yeah,
vision.
That's right.
Okay.
Cool. So those two go in front.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool cat at the front.
So it takes a very, very long time as the basket creaks and the ropes strain, and you are slowly lowered down an incredibly deep shaft. It's hard to say how far you are beneath the surface. After a while, the shaft opens up to reveal a cyclopean cavern of black. There's that kind of strange oily substance is staining the stalactites and stalagmites and dripping from them. The curved walls of the chamber appear almost organic, resembling the exposed ribs of a beast long dead. As your faint miner's caps kind of illuminate the area where you descend, you can see pools of black, oily liquid kind of bubbling on the cavern floor, all of them sending up tendrils of foul-smelling vapor into the mine.
I think I see where this is going.
So there's the side view map on the left. If you scroll over to the right, there is a top-down view map where you should probably move your tokens.
Okay.
You see that? Or I can move your tokens
Nope.
to it if you need.
Top right.
It's up and to the right.
You may
Up
have to
and to
zoom
the right.
way out and then zoom in. Sorry, it's a
Oh.
big map.
There we go.
I can move your tokens for you if you need help.
Is that? Oh, wait.
I see
that's
it.
Where we're going? That's
Yep.
Where we're going.
The little square in the top right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. So the basket hits the ground with a creak. You look at the bell that you're supposed to, or the rope that's attached to a bell way far, far above that you're supposed to ring, and hope that that bell works. And you stand in the middle of a huge cavern.
Well, I think Cool Cat and I will sort of look around and see what we can see for 60 feet.
60 feet.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
19.
Ooh.
Nice.
18.
18, 19. So you look around you. The cavern is quite large and extends basically in every direction. You're kind of at the southern side of it, but it goes quite a way south. So there is, I guess, more cavern to the north of you than there is to the south, and it's kind of egg-shaped. It's elliptical as opposed to circular. There are three basically areas where it's clear that they have been actively mining the void water, and it has pooled into these that they've been cutting into the earth, and the void water has been draining into these three pools that are basically to the northeast, northwest, and due south of you. So you take that in. There's no obvious signs of movement. It does smell strangely, probably from the void water and other things here in the mine, but it is very quiet. There's no sign of cave life or anything like that in this cavern.
Well, I think it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, problem solved. Back up top we go.
Yep.
Yeah. 200 gold, 10 minutes, done.
Yeah.
30 minutes or your pizza's cold.
So, adventurers, what do you want to do as you stand here by the safety of the basket?
So how far in each direction can you guys see?
60.
60 feet.
So, in theory, about double what we are currently.
Yeah. So
Should I reveal more then maybe?
Maybe you guys take like a sweep around the perimeter too.
How's that?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We have revealed the map to you.
All right.
Um,
Cool Cat and Samson, you notice as you're kind of scouting around, taking in the lay of the land, there are these three large pools. You have not yet even gotten up to the edges of the chamber, which is kind of bewildering. You can't see the ceiling of the chamber at this point. It's so far above you and so dark. Nor can you see any of the sides of the chamber. But there are these three large pools that you can now take in around you. And it seems like you rolled well in perception. I'll tell you, you both feel like you sensed some kind of movement in the pool to the northeast.
okay. We should avoid the pool to the northeast.
Or we should go
Or,
straight
yeah.
for the pool.
Yeah.
I'll stand here.
I listened to enough to hear Samson's battle tactics also.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is to
Be
stay
in
far,
another
far away.
room.
Yeah.
See, James, these things follow you. We record these.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, we've all heard around the tavern back in Whitesparrow. We've all heard tell of Samson Jothem
Yes.
and his.
And his
Battle
sound
strategies.
tactics. Yes.
All right. So the northeast, there's movement in that. Do you
Yeah.
want to
Cool.
invest? How stupid is it to investigate closer? I guess is the next question.
Yeah.
Well, who's the most... who's the least likely to fall in a pool and go evil?
You.
Or
Because you're not going to be anywhere near the pool.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I don't know about fall in the pool or whatnot, but
Is Cool Cat capable of feeling evil in his heart?
Well, let's find out.
yes.
Drink this.
But Cool Cat will get a little closer and try to see what is the source of the movement in the pool.
All right.
I'll
Give me a
go
new
with my
perception check, I'd say. Probably
I'll
you
go
have an
with mine.
advantage.
Oh, yay.
Party there.
It's still an 8.
All right. Cool Cat,
Oh.
you are staring at the pool. And so everybody else kind of, there's this moment of horror as you see Cool Cat leaning over, staring into the pool. And Cool Cat doesn't realize it, but the surface of the pool is getting closer. Whoops, I moved the whole map. The surface of the pool is getting closer
Earthquake.
to his face as basically a black slimy thing rises up out of the pool and slaps Cool Cat in the face.
Cool
Cat.
Cat is Tasha Yar in this
I was going to say,
situation.
Cool Cat, what's your favorite Star Trek The Next Generation episode?
I challenge you to a duel.
So, hold on. I'm just going to roll. I'm going to roll a quick attack for this thing that you did not know was even there.
I like to
And-
think that the thing took off like a glove that's also made of ooze, and then used that to slap him across the face.
All right. Cool Cat. You get a pseudopod slaps in the direction of your face. 11 does not sound very threatening.
Does not hit Cool Cat.
All right. So I am going to suggest that you roll initiative because you're being attacked by something.
Got 10. What's the name of the ooze character?
You'd probably have to roll some kind of nature check to know.
No, I meant its actual name, not what it is.
Gary.
Bob. It's just you usually give them names.
Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
You know what weapon it just tried to hit Cool Cat with? Anyone? It's an Uzi.
Dan.
Really? Really, Dan?
Cheers.
Sounds like Dan.
Yeah.
I think we're all in.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative for the horrible thing.
Oh, it's a 0. It doesn't go.
Yep.
It
Zero
rolled-
sounds good to me.
It rolled a 10, which I'm going to say is basically a 0. So, I mean,
Yeah.
in that it's the lowest number. So, let me resort these in descending order. So-
you beat Samson.
Samson goes on the other side. Oh, well.
How does that actually work? Its dexterity is -3. Samson, what's yours?
Dexterity +2.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you go before
Yep.
it. All right. Lee, you are a little bit a ways. You've seen Cool Cat kind of creep over to the edge of this kind of crater full of weird shimmery liquid, and then something in the crater just tried to slap him in the face as he rears back.
I don't want to touch it.
I think what we need here is lots of light. Because that will either work.
I can make
Or
that
it won't.
happen.
Yeah. So can I. So I think we need to light this sucker up.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, it's either a terrible idea or a brilliant
Lee,
idea.
do you want to wait for me? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Because I don't want to get close to it. I'm afraid that it'll ooze on
Explode?
me.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone cool if I light this guy up? Like, or are we like?
Yeah,
everyone
go
want-
for it.
I'm a
Yeah,
safe
might as well.
distance
Yeah.
away.
Of course you are. All right. Quewaris will step forward and pull out the banjo and strum a chord and say, "If we're gonna get into this fight, we're gonna need a little more light." And he's going to cast Fairy Fire,
Oh,
20-foot cube. So I'll just plop it basically over the middle of the pool. So it should 20 feet. It's got a radius of 10, so should catch most of that pool, including that guy. Everything within that 20-foot cube is outlined in, let's say, violet light.
Ooh.
all right.
Violent light.
Everything? Define everything.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
All right. The void water, there's kind of like the void water does not seem to be flammable, but the fumes it puts off are. And so you have basically
Cool.
lit a torch in the middle of a bonfire, in the middle of this cavern. Fairy fire light kind of streaks throughout all the things, and Quewaris, you hear weird shrieking coming from the north.
Okay. Does it catch this? This ooze must make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooze must make a dexterity saving throw. Now let me just check. Does this attack have any keywords? It's Or what type of damage is it?
It's not damage.
Oh.
It's just.
It's just.
It is an effect.
All right. It rolled a 6 for its dexterity saving throw.
All right, it fails. So it's outlined in light for the duration. Objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack, or this is the key part, any attack roll against an affected creature or an object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. It's not invisible, but essentially anybody else wants to hit this, they're going to get advantage on it. This is concentration, lasts up to a minute.
Sounds good.
Right.
There you go. Now you can all see it, and you've got a better chance of hitting it.
Yeah, indeed.
Boom.
And we set everything on fire.
Also that.
Yes.
What color is your fairy fire?
It's violet.
These violet delights have violet ends.
There we go. Lee, Quewaris has turned the horrible slime thing violet. Does that help you in any way?
It's so pretty now.
It is so pretty.
I painted the target for you.
Thank you. I guess I'm gonna go hit it with my quarterstaff. I really don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna throw a dart at it.
Okay, good choice.
7.
7 hits.
Wow.
This thing, I mean, don't feel so confident, people. This thing is really big and it's glowing purple. It's, you have just hit a barn that wants to eat you.
That is 6 points of damage.
All right. Your dart sunks into the horrible ooze.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do an unarmed strike on it, so
You don't
I
wanna
hope
just,
I can recover that.
You don't want to
dart.
just stick your fist right into that thing?
Super don't.
Thamia?
Yeah. So are we thinking that the ooze will attach to something, which is why you didn't want to use the quarterstaff?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We don't know. Basically, we don't know the infection vector, or if this is the thing that's
real.
infecting people, right? And I don't have a
I want to be clear.
cloth
I
mask,
went through all
and-
the fantastic adventures just to check. Is there any adventure with a plague or a quarantine in it? 'Cause we're not playing that.
Yes, good choice. Very good choice. Okay, you know what? I'm going to
To be fair, Thamia, I don't think we know. You are
Okay.
Yeah,
level 2 characters.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of reasons to be extremely cautious when fighting a giant pile of ooze, but
Yeah.
to a certain extent, you don't know. So
Yeah, that's-
you have
that's
to
where I am.
decide what Thamia will do. Seems like lots of people are hesitating because they are rightfully scared, but no one actually has information yet on how
think-
this thing is going to wreck you.
Yeah.
We also
very
heard
familiar.
something from the north, didn't we?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, we might not want to throw all of our heavy
Guards?
spells
Yeah.
at this.
And I feel like Thamia isn't really afraid of a whole lot. So she's going to use her long sword, which is long. So it's not a short sword, so it won't necessarily hit her hands. But yeah, I'm gonna go in with my long sword. For 15.
All right, you stride up and basically chop at the ooze. What kind of damage is that?
One that affects liquids.
Is a very good question to which I do not know the answer. It's got a little shoof swordy thing. It says melee.
If you click on your weapon in D&D Beyond,
kind
what
of
does
weapon
it
is
say
it?
for damage type?
Okay, slashing. That's what
So-
the little whoosh.
You triumphantly come up and attack the ooze, and basically chop the ooze in half.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well,
Now you have two problems.
Do we have two
Sounds
oozes?
great.
you have it seems basically you give it a clean slice right in half. There is unfortunately kind of a spray of acid, and you take 4 acid damage, Thamia. Also, your blade is starting to look corroded. Your blade is going to take a -1 penalty to damage rolls. That is permanent.
Aww.
No.
He lost his
and
permanent
yes, and
status effects.
And the ooze, though the ooze has been cut cleanly into 2 half oozes. that look relatively content with their half-ooze state. Thamia, do you want to do anything else? You could hit it with an axe.
Nope. I'm gonna kind of stand over here.
All right. Cool cat.
All right, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good strategy.
I'm going to.
You guys are kind of flailing around in the darkness. Your head lanterns are shining beams all over the place as you scamper backwards.
I can see clearly in the dark, so I don't have the head
Oh
lantern
well,
on.
I mean, I guess, but Cool Cat has. I imagine Cool Cat has beams of light that come out of his giant mascot.
Yeah, probably. So it's boomerang time. We have advantage, you said, because of Dan's thing, right?
And I will say that both halves of it are now lit up bright purple.
Well, that's great. That's a 10 versus AC.
That hits. Which half of the slime?
The one that's nearer to me.
All right, roll damage.
7.
All right.
And that is a bludgeoning
damage.
Damage, yes.
I will tell you, your boomerang thunks into the slime in a kind of nice, comforting, solid sound, and then kind of is absorbed into it.
My boomerang!
Well, you got 6.
5.
All right. I'm going to suggest that this is pretty bad.
In my, by the way, I am going to look to the north and see if I see anything, since we heard sounds coming from the north.
All right. You don't see anything, but you suspect that something to the north saw the fairy fire that ignited everything. All right. Samson Jothem, there are 2 slimes endangering you and your friends now. There is an immense cavern. A cavern, it's possible, is so big that if you found the far wall of it, you wouldn't be able to see your friends with your short bow.
Well, I don't know at this point which direction to retreat in. Mm-hmm. So
probably not north. Yeah.
So that all cancels out. I have to kind of stay where I am. I mean, the thing is, I suspect there's something big and nasty at the top, but these subdividing.
I would like to be clear. The
oozes-
thing that you're fighting now is pretty big and nasty. I mean, now it's medium-sized and nasty, but there's 2 of them.
I'm wondering if it can escape that puddle thing. Like, if we just leave it.
Well, we're gonna find out soon.
Yeah,
you're gonna find out real soon. Its turn is next.
So okay, okay, I this is my signature move.
Mm-hmm.
Run away!
No, the other signature move.
Short
Throw
bow.
an abacus.
That exactly. I've got. There was a point of bringing this entire backpack full of abacuses,
Abakai.
and I think we went through this last time.
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Yes, we did.
Please. Abakai is my father.
Yeah.
So I will attempt a catapult at this, which they need to do a dexterity throw 13.
No, they did not. They didn't do it. They got a 4. These things are kind of slow moving and big.
Well, it's going to take 3d8 damage.
All right, an abacus and all of its parts. Which one are you targeting? The left one or the right one?
Well, kind of in the middle between the two.
Does catapult target an area or a single target?
Double check.
They're right next to each other, so if it hits an area, it's possible to hit both of them. But I don't know if that's an area attack. Is it a creature or an area?
Well, it flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction you choose before falling to the ground, blah, blah, blah. If it impacts a creature, I think it's only going to hit one of them.
So
but it might go through and hit a bit of the other one.
Well, so far things that go into them dissolve into acid. Which one's your target?
The front one.
Front one. All right.
3d8, 5, 2, and 5 again, so that's 12.
All right. An abacus and parts rain down upon this ooze with magical intensity. I assume that's probably bludgeoning damage.
It is indeed.
So It looks, your the bits of the abacus kind of sizzle as they hit it, but somehow this pile of slime does look injured.
Ooh.
It also looks angry.
I
Samson,
move.
you done?
I move slightly closer back to where the line is to take us back up.
I think that's. I should draw a little thing on the map. We'll say it's like right there.
Okay. I'm
All
just
right.
going to stand right there.
The
just in case.
oozes do what they do best. They ooze out of the pool and attack the nearest adventurers, which appear to be Quewaris and Thamia. One ooze each, no waiting. Dan, do you know the secret of the ooze?
I was going to use that joke.
That's not technically
I'm more into Oz than ooze.
Oh, okay. A pseudopod reaches out to slap Quewaris in the face. Obviously, he's a music fan.
Where's the bagpipe? I wanted the bagpipe.
It is slow moving, 8 to hit.
No. That will not hit that Quewaris.
All right. Thamia, pseudopod reaches for you. Slightly more intimidating, 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. These things are slow, but I'll tell you, if they hit you, you'll be very sad. Quewaris.
So I assume if I tried to move right now, I would
It is engaged with you.
Great. Disengaging then, I guess.
All right.
Oop, that's a square. Look, I made a square of myself.
Congratulations. Great podcasting.
That's my new move.
Dan, it's hip to make a square.
I'm going to disengage. And is this a good square to be in, Samson?
This is the way up. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah.
Are you in the basket at this point? You're just near them.
In the basket, and my hand is reaching for the rope, just in a kind of, let's see where this goes.
I cannot do anything else attack-wise, but I can offer some bardic inspiration to someone. Who's coming up next? Lee, what is your plan here?
I don't know how many darts I have.
Well, a lot fewer after this fight, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Like, I'm definitely not hitting it with my quarterstaff. I need that to walk. Well, stumble.
Well, why don't you take a bardic inspiration?
Okay.
1d6
Hey, Tony.
that you can add to any check,
1d6?
attack roll or saving throw.
Okay. How many darts do you think I have?
I don't know, a lot. I was just looking up. They're very cheap. So it seems like you probably... The internet,
Load it up.
how many darts do you start with? The internet suggests that you start with 10 darts.
Okay. So
That
now
seems
I'm
like a
down to-
good number of darts. It's
Okay.
probably, if you were recovering them after a fight, that would last you a long time. It's probably...
I don't think I'm recovering them after this
No.
fight.
Funny,
I'm
I
gonna
looked
say-
at my inventory because the only ranged thing I have is dagger, and I was like, under quantity for dagger, it just says dash. That means I have unlimited daggers.
Dan, you have 1 dagger.
Okay. All right. So I will go ahead then and...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did Quewaris do anything? Quewaris ran away. That was
He,
what
yeah, and he gave
her
me
ba- I-
inspiration.
My
All right.
action was to disengage, so
Yep.
I could not do anything else.
Lee, so you are darting things?
I'm darting things.
I will tell you, the slime on the left is way more injured than the slime on the right, if it matters.
Okay. Do I have advantage? I have advantage on both of them,
Yeah,
right?
'cause of
They're
the-
both purple, so...
It's very fire, like, for a long time, Dan?
It's a minute, so turn
Okay,
around.
so for the fight, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull out another dart. Ooh, that was I think 7. I hit with a 7 last time.
You did. These are
Okay.
not hard to hit. They're just awful.
All right, so that is 7 points of damage on the one that's already damaged.
All right. So you are, just to paint the picture here, your 5 adventurers are down here. Samson and Quewaris have climbed back into the basket.
And we're prepared to leave you all.
Thamia is by the edge of the huge pool where the slimes are climbing out of, face to face with a slime. Cool Cat is not too far behind her. Lee is kind of standing halfway between the basket and the slimes. Lee, do you want to change your position?
We've got room in the basket.
There's always room in the basket.
There's probably room for 2
No.
more slimes in that basket too.
No, I think.
We could convince the slimes to get in the basket and then pull the rope.
Oh, your problem now,
And then we
dwarves.
just live here.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm
Problem
just gonna
solved.
stay right here.
All right. Thamia, you are face to face with a horrible pile of ooze.
Yep. And I've got
And so far, when you do things, you use slashing damage, it seems not to hurt them so much as cut them in half, creating more things that can attack you.
Yep.
And in fact,
that's
did damage to you. And your
all
weapon.
I have
Yeah.
is slashing damage.
I would suggest bludgeoning damage seems also maybe not great. I don't know.
Well,
to be
bludgeoning worked for
It
the.
I
worked
guess that
for
did work for
the
your boomerang
abacus,
anyway.
yeah.
And
boomerang.
piercing.
And a boomerang.
That's what a dart is, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
piercing
that did
seems
good. So
okay.
it's just
Yeah.
slashing? Okay.
Yeah. So
Go
pretty
slash.
much nothing because I don't want to touch it. Are there any rocks I can throw at it? Do you think?
Yeah. It's literally, you're in a mine. You've
Yeah.
got plenty of rocks.
Yeah.
But the tricky thing, I mean, it's right there with you.
Yeah.
You could aim at the other one. Oh no, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea.
You could
Have you
keep slicing
considered-
it into smaller pieces. Until,
Yeah, which doesn't sound
No.
smart.
I've
At
seen
some point, they're
Fantasia.
going to be so small.
Yeah.
Although they don't seem to be getting any smaller.
They are smaller, but they're still very dangerous.
It's okay to disengage and back off too.
Yeah. I think I'm
I
gonna
think
do
just
that.
I just motion at the basket silently.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go in the basket. I'm gonna go behind the basket.
All right.
Mm.
Because I'm
I'm
not
gonna get
admitting
hit.
defeat, but I'm just like, I got nothing.
Cool cat.
Yeah.
Cool Cat looks at the far ooze and says, "You're a bully, and I don't like bullies." Dissonant whispers are cast
no.
in his direction. It must make a wisdom saving throw 13.
All right.
Why do we think ooze is?
Yeah. I mean, he's been around the block. He fails. It fails. It fails.
That is 10 psychic damage, and it is compelled to
Nice.
move as far away from me as possible.
And I'm sorry, this was the one that is damaged, or the far? You said
The
farther away
the
one.
farther away one that was not
From you.
damaged. It must move as far as its speed allows away from me.
All right, its speed is 20, so it kind of sloshes across the pool and up the other side away from you.
Yeah. And then Cool
Yeah.
Cat goes back here.
All right, you hide behind the basket.
Behind the basket.
Shoot.
Samson Jothem, you are safely in a basket with your friend Quewaris while your friends die trying to keep you safe nearby.
Well, I will. I'll do my best to keep them alive. But I will shoot at it with my short bow.
All right, it's very easy to hit.
Okay. Well, I get.
You have advantage too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good because I rolled a 3. 17 plus 4 plus 1. That's quite
Roll
a lot.
damage.
Okay, and that's 1d6 plus 2 is 4.
All right, the ooze that is closer to you, it's still coming, but it looks not very cohesive. It's kind of, it's still kind of slothing forward, but it looks a little unsteady on its feet. It doesn't have feet. Samson, anything else before the ooze attacks?
I'm not sure what else I can do. Yeah, I'm not going to use my arm blade by sticking my arm into a pile of ooze.
What could
That
go
doesn't.
wrong?
No.
So, other than that, I don't think I have got anything. I don't think I've got anything suitable. So
All
I will
right.
just back further into the corner of the basket.
The faraway ooze, Cool Cat, does Dissonant Whispers keep it away from a
No,
long time?
it can come back now, but since it's moved its feet away, it's going to go back to where it was.
It starts coming back, but it can't close with you. The other one slides over to Lee, who appears to be the most appetizing target, and it reaches out and tries to slap you with a pseudopod. Oh no, 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh.
So the pseudopod does 6 bludgeoning damage to you, Lee, but then the acid it leaves behind does 18 damage.
I'm down.
In addition, if you had any non-magical armor, that is starting to dissolve.
No armor.
Okay, good news. Your skin is sizzling.
Yes,
Awesome.
we're starting to stop.
Yeah, good news. No property value.
All the values.
All
of
the
good.
acid goes into your pores.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
All
down.
right. Lee is unconscious outside the basket. Quewaris. This looks bad.
It does look bad. First thing I'm going to do is a healing word on Lee. Lee, you get 5 hit points back.
Okay.
So you are conscious again.
Currently on the ground, but yeah.
Okay.
Do we think that a blob of slime likes to be viciously... You call that slime? I've seen gelatinous cubes that were scarier. I'm giving it a try.
Gelatinous cubes are scarier than this.
Have it make a wisdom saving throw.
They're a higher challenge rating. He rolled a 12 for wisdom.
That's not quite enough to beat my 13.
All right.
3 psychic damage, assuming it's not immune.
No, it has a psyche.
Now it has less of a psyche. 3 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
All right, that's a big deal. All right, Quewaris, you are in the basket. Is that where you're going to stay?
Yeah, there's definitely, unless we think this thing's going to start melting the basket, which is a real problem, huh?
Lee, you recover your consciousness. You are at the you're slumped on the ground next to a demoralized ooze.
I don't feel sorry for it. So I guess I stand up, which is half my move, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Get in the basket.
Stand up. I get in the basket. Yeah, why not? Get in the basket. Throw a dart.
Throw a dart.
That's 15 on the die, so 21.
Yep. Roll damage.
That is 6.
Ugh, the ooze is shaking with pain and anger as it continues to slide in your direction.
Cool.
Cat.
Thamia?
Cat.
So I'm gonna gather. How many rocks do you think I would be able to?
You
get
you
in
sweep
my-
up as a free action 6 rocks.
Okay, cool. And then can I just throw one?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Right. Somebody help me out with how does throwing a rock work?
How does this work?
So you're going to want to probably use your dexterity. There's the only real question is, are you proficient at throwing a rock? The answer is probably not.
But it is quite big.
Roll a d20 to start with, Kathy. And we'll see what happens from there.
Well, I rolled a 4, so nothing.
You know, it was not a good rock as it sails past the slime.
It just
and
like crumbles.
rock's fault.
Skips across the surface
Yep.
of the oily pool.
Oh, I got 3 skips though. Woo! Yeah,
All
that's
right.
my turn.
Cool Cat.
Boomerang.
All right.
This guy still has disadvantage, right? Because he's glowing.
Yep. Or you have advantage, yes.
Oh yes, that's what I meant.
Did Kathy roll twice?
She hit.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, no,
actually,
she
yeah,
didn't.
Kathy.
She should roll again.
Kathy, you have advantage on your rock throwing. Did you want to throw another?
Yeah, roll another d20.
Yes.
Do it again.
I forgot about. I got a 5.
Okay, well.
Woo!
All right, back to Cool Cat.
16 versus AC.
All right,
on the
roll
near guy.
damage.
That's 6.
All right, you thunk that slime directly in the slime. It makes a satisfying thunk noises and then sizzles as your boomerang eats away. And the slime kind of seems to lose its cohesion and just slough to the ground into a kind of sizzling pool. You have defeated 1/2 of the black pudding that seeks to end your lives, but the other half is still creeping away at you, and many of you have taken serious amounts of damage. Is this how it's all going to end? In a deep, dark, foul-smelling mine before you've gotten even anywhere near either of the mysteries you're trying to solve? Is that what we do here on Total Party Kill? Really? This? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time for Total Party Kill.